What's up? This is Wrestling with Love,
your ultimate tag team for all things wrestling.
I'm Lwazi.
And I'm Auntie.
Let's get into it. All right. What's up? What's up?
Listen,
What's up?
Kuningi. And it's about to get Kuningi-er because what on earth? This Money in the Bank.
Creme de la creme, I have to say. No, Money in the Bank 2025 from the Intuit Dome in LA. Amazing facility, amazing show, and brilliant. So we're going to get into the 5 matches. We almost didn't have 5 matches actually, but we'll get into that. But I think one of the biggest talking points, especially for you, is the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. We had Roxanne versus Stephanie Vaquer versus Rhea Ripley versus Alexa Bliss versus Julia versus Naomi.
Proceed.
With caution, Naomi is our new Women's Money in the Bank winner. So brilliant. And I need everyone who hasn't checked it out yet, go to our TikTok page, Wrestling with Love Pod, and check out Ati's reaction. It was beautiful. And it's funny because I just had a feeling if Naomi wins, you're going to be so emotional. So I was like, no, we need to actually record this reaction. And thankfully, Triple H did the things.
For me, it's just like, it's so funny because like on the podcast I'm always so gangster with it, you know, but like Naomi literally had me in my feels. I did not expect myself to react like that, but I've been rooting for her. So for her to finally get that W, for her to finally just like, you know, snatch that briefcase, like it means a lot. And just like what Big E was saying in the pre-show, because like with him, he was like mid-card for the longest time.
Yes.
But after he won Money in the Bank, like it just elevated his career to like new heights. And, you know, like, thank you. Like, thank you. Like, Naomi needed this. And, like, I'm so happy because it's so funny because even in the post-show, like, when Big E was speaking, she's out here, like, you know, getting emotional. But she's like, whoa, actually to get in character because now when the crowd is like, you deserve it, she's like...
Yeah, she goes back and trashes them. Yeah, I thought that was brilliant. And I think what I loved the most about this whole thing is that, again, it kind of restores our faith in life in a way because... wrestling is life at the end of the day. And it's like, Naomi is just one of those people. We've seen her for over 16 years working so hard, putting in the work, and she's had her ups and downs. But now it's like, you know, the company's basically saying, we've seen the work you've put in this whole Jade feud, and now you deserve it. And I think the other exciting thing for me is the possibilities it opens now, because I'm going to do some fantasy booking now, because I think what should happen is that she cashes in at Evolution, the all-women's pay-per-view. That premium live event, it needs that big moment, I think. Then at SummerSlam, we have Naomi defending against Jade and Bianca. What a big SummerSlam match that would be.
That's so soon, though, because like, I want her to ride it out for like quite some time. Like honestly, I would want her to have her WrestleMania moment.
You wanted to cash in at Mania.
I want us to wait.
That's a long time.
I know, but the thing is like her character and who she is now, like she seems like that person, like just like she's gonna taunt you, and you know, like I need her to actually just like really like invest in like who she is, like her character, and like actually kind of some like John Cena vibe. But you know what? I've been putting in the work and you guys have not been recognizing me. So you know what? I'm gonna make you wait.
Okay.
you need to wait because man, like Evolution, it's too soon. And like who does she cash in on? Because now
Tiffany.
We're also looking at mid-card
yes, that's the one thing that's bothering me. I don't like, even on the post show, we're already entertaining all of that. She might cash in on Becky Lynch for the IC title. We'll get into that match and the result, everything. No, guys, Money in the Bank briefcase, it's for the world title. It's like, for me, I win the lotto, I have 2 million rands, but then I go buy a small anyana something. I'm not going to say any brands, anything.
But
Nyan, it's like,
close no doors.
You've got money in the bank. Come on. So, but also what was really cool, we saw some really great reactions to your video, of your reaction. So I want to actually like read some of them. So it's all love. It's all love. We've got T. Dlamini.
Yeah.
They are saying she deserves it with fire emojis 100%. There. And then 3P Treble says, same article, same crying emojis, heart emojis.
I know that's right.
And then the last comment here from Faisal Kumalo, they also say, my girl did it. So it seems like everyone feels the way you felt. It's like just that outburst of wow,
literally.
you know?
And the thing is, like, if you've been with this podcast from the get-go, you know I've been rooting from Naomi since. But
the Rumble, remember?
But it's like so many things can happen. And I feel like sometimes, decisions are made based on crowd reactions. Rhea has really been at the top.
True.
Like, she's really, really been at the top. Like, people are just chanting for her. People are wanting Rhea.
Mommy in the bank. There was that vibe going.
And Mommy's always on top.
Yeah.
So, like, that was my biggest fear. I was like, Rhea, you already, like, established. Like, you don't need this, And, another person that I wouldn't have minded is Stephanie, honestly. Okay. Because, I mean, she did a lot. 3 matches in 24 hours.
That was crazy business, actually. I was very surprised that they gave her such a big workload. But she made it work. And what I really loved from Stephanie's performance in the match as well, and you called it just before it happened, you were like, you know what would be cool? She does the devil's kiss, the on the ladder. And she did it on Rhea. That was a cool moment. I really love that. And then she's so over as well. They've got these signs of the fire emojis.
No, because another thing with Stephanie, for me, it's like a fear. Because the thing is, like, on NXT, we really built, like, her finisher, like, up, Booker T. There.
Yeah. Uncle Book.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just, like she's really, like, gone over. And, like, now being on main roster, like, people are also, like, buying into, like, we get excited, which is just, like, flip or pointing around. And on SmackDown, I did not like what happened.
There was a lot that bothered you from that SmackDown before Money in the Bank. Yeah.
Was everyone in the ring with Stephanie? And it's like, sharp, Stephanie hits her finisher. But you've got now, there's this pair this side, there's this pair this side. But like everyone is moving like on the beat of the like you have Rhea there. Like, don't steal that moment from her. It's hers.
But they say imitation is the greatest form of flattery.
Yeah. No. Let her have her moment. Like, it's hers. Because the thing is, Rhea is like over in her own way. Julia is over in her own way. All these women are over in their own way. Stephanie has this. Do not take it from her. And the thing is, like, even on SmackDown, it's like, it happened too soon. Like, I was saying to you, Bana Ish, Yazi, in this match, and Money in the Bank, like, she needs to warm us up, man. Like, we need to be warm before
it happens.
She So I really loved how it happened, because it was like only like 25 minutes in, like when she, so like, please, let's not kill it. Let's not kill it. Booker worked so hard. Like,
I think everyone can see you're clearly very high on Stephanie Vaquer. I think the company is also very high on her. She's got a very bright future. I wouldn't be surprised Evolution, she'll probably have a very big match.
Yeah.
I'm still not recovered from that shock loss to JC Jane on NXT, but it's fine. They had bigger plans for her.
Yeah.
But I must say, as we kind of wrap up the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, the match as a whole was really good. There was even a time I commented to you, I was like, this is taking quite a while, but it's not like we're bored or anything.
Yeah.
It was a very solid one, lots of great spots. And again, just going back to the finish with Naomi, I was also very surprised by that, because I thought there'd be kind of a bigger moment.
You were like, no, it's too soon.
Because she basically pushes the ladder over. Alexa and Rhea collapse on the one ladder there. And then you were like, Kauleza, because she was taking her time. She's looking back. And it's like, I could see Stephanie in the corner. I was like, okay, Stephanie's going to come. Then she doesn't. She took her time. She had a moment. And I think now all that's really left is for her to just put that tape. We've seen it. People fantasy booking online. Caution, Money in the Bank briefcase. I think that would be very cool.
What Tiffany did with her, well, what Naya did for her with her briefcase.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So, yeah. We need to just zhuzh it out a little bit.
But it was a great match, and I loved the fact that it was up in the air. Anyone could have taken it.
Literally.
I really thought Roxanne Perez was going to be the one, especially with the Judgment Day storyline going on. Imagine then she walks into the Judgment Day. I'm the one in the briefcase. Liv Morgan, what's going to happen to you? But that dynamic didn't quite play out. But I'm fine with it. I'm happy to be wrong in this case. It's like Naomi, woo, like props to her.
Like, it could have been like anyone's game, but I'm happy.
So
Like-
that was a great start to the PLE.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
thought that was proper. Then getting with the match that I said we nearly didn't even get because we had 4 matches for the longest time. Then at Worlds Collide, mere hours on June 7th. We love that promo. I just a South African saying it. So now on the same day, mere hours before Money in the Bank, at Worlds Collide,
Yeah.
Dirty Dom, he has a face-off with Octagon Junior, sorry. And then Kengu Dom says, I'm going to put my IC title on the line at Money in the Bank, which is so out of character for him.
It didn't make sense. Because when we were watching the match, like, we're just like, there's nothing like out there.
Yeah, it was just a solid match. Yeah, that
kind of like was, for Dom to like single him out, basically. So it's just like, It felt very rush, and we need another match basically for Money in the Bank, because you were also very shocked by but we're only going in with 4.
Yeah, it's a bit odd because we're so used to generally Triple H 5 matches on the card, and we didn't quite get that until the very end.
Yeah.
So that was very odd. But what I did like is that it felt like vindication for us who were watching Worlds Collide.
Yeah.
So it was like something big happened that we didn't expect. But
Yeah.
how about there's a match being added for Money in the Bank? And I must say, Worlds Collide as a whole, we thought it was pretty good. Yeah, I think it's a good start for the acquisition.
Unique characters.
Like Iguana.
Like, actually, let's talk about that iguana. Like, was that puppet, like, is that not a DQ? He was biting people with it.
It's like Santino
hitting
Marella with
people
his Cobra. He can use the sock,
It was actually giving like early 2000s of WWE. Sorry to put this out there, but those videos of people like, the reason why I stopped watching wrestling. I think, it's
like weird. Yeah. It's like, come on, really? But yeah, Worlds Collide was good. I thought, especially the main event, that's what really stood out for us. And Chad Gable, props to him, the number of spots he took, the moves he took on his neck.
On his head.
It was crazy, but at least he didn't have to worry about a match later on in the night or anything, because El Grande Americano
It's just his friend.
had it on lock. Yeah, but back to the IC title match. So fine, Dom taking on Octagon Junior. It kind of flew by very quickly.
Yeah.
And afterwards, I kind of felt, did we really need it in the end? It was like,
the thing is, like, we've been seeing Dom as a joke, because like, even me, when he put his title on the line, I'm literally like, Dom, you're not that good. Just get you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, like, we know, we pushing all these AAA superstars now. So I'm just like, Dom,
what if he loses in a shock win? Yeah.
Like, don't do it.
But thankfully for him, he had his mama sitter on the side there. Liv Morgan doesn't usually accompany him to matches, but it looks like now she's like, hey, in relationship, it's touch and go. Roxanne was with nuggets. So
it's so funny that we see it that way. Because like, for me, I was just like, maybe she's coming down to cost Dom.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I got local, you've been eating Roxanne's nuggets, so.
Oh, wow, that's wild. So you were thinking, okay, let me stab you in the back before you stab me in the back. Okay, fine. Yeah,
because it's just like, now I'm gonna cost you your title. Will Roxanne still want you? Because like, Raquel and Liv don't trust her. So maybe it's to like expose her. It's like, are you only aligning with us because we've got Dom, he's everyone wants him.
La Rosta got Dom. He's doing the most. And then they even had their moment. We watched the Tudum event on Netflix as well. Hey, Lamza of death. But fine, we'll leave it at that. So let's go to the next match. Then more intercontinental titles on the line, this time on the women's side. Becky Lynch challenging Lyra Valkyria. I think the stipulation for this match initially I felt was a bit convoluted, because now if Becky wins, then her hand has to be raised. If Becky loses, then she never challenges for the title again. I was like, it's getting a bit messy. But after seeing the result and how it all played out, I was happy actually, because now, fine, Becky gets the W and then she wants her hand raised. Lyra reluctantly, she does it. But now,
she took it too far.
Lap of honor. And now you must put the title around Becky's waist. And I'm so glad Lyra just stood up for herself in the end and then attacks Becky. So I think now this is to continue the feud. Maybe at Evolution, we had the trilogy, basically. How are your feels about how the whole match went down and the result? Because now you're very pro Lyra since Backlash.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I wanted her to win now.
Oh, okay. It's a cold world.
Honestly, I would have been happy with whatever result. Actually, no, I'm lying. I wanted Becky to win because I think I'm ready for this feud to end.
Cool.
Lyra, you've established yourself now. Like, you know, like I back you. Move on to other things. You've made history with the IC title. You're the first woman to win it. Like, move on. Like, move on. So I wanted Becky to basically get this win. So it's just like, okay, it's over now. Sharp, we've hurt each other. Lara, you've disrespected me, but I showed you today. So okay, please move along. Like, you know. So I'm happy with Becky winning, but with Lara now attacking her, it's not.
You know it's not over. And I'm predicting even if it happens at Evolution, Becky retains, but then she attacks Lyra some more. And then hopefully we get Bailey rather, making her grand return. And I really want that Bailey versus Becky Lynch match at SummerSlam.
But I mean, looking at like the post show, it looks like Becky's got her eyes on Naomi.
I hope it's a once-off thing. No, man. I don't want that. We don't need it.
I don't want Naomi going for that side.
Nah. And also, going back to Naomi, we were also discussing how, as much as we're happy, it's still very possible that besides cashing in on, she might cash in on mid-card titles, or she just is unsuccessful.
And another thing, actually, because they kept on emphasizing that the women have 100% cash-ins. Like, no one has a failed cash-in after winning Money in the Bank. But it's like the way they were emphasizing on it, and like after Lara and Becky's match, like we were just like not moving on. And I just remember us being like on the edge of the seat, like, please no.
Let's go to the next thing.
To the next segment. I do not need Naomi to come out right now. Yeah. Like, those are the longest 2 minutes of my life.
So at least though, fine, Becky's moving on, seemingly for now. We'll have to see how everything goes. Then again, it was time for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. There was a lot going on here. I mean, first up, so we've got Andrade versus Solo Sikoa versus Seth freaking Rollins versus who else was in there? There were so many people in this match. El Grande, Americano, we had Penta as well. So it was just
LA
like
Knight. Did you say
LA Knight as well, who was my pick even. So it's just like, what?
So I'll be honest, I was not looking forward to this match.
Yeah, you wanted the women's Money in the Bank ladder match to main event even.
Literally, I was not looking forward to this because number one, Seth, why are you making enemies with everybody literally before like your biggest match like ever? Because like, hey, hi man, sorry, but because it's just like you, like no one has done anything to you, so like for you now on SmackDown to just pull up on people like unprovoked didn't make sense to me. So it's just like, okay, given already when Seth, you know, gets in, everyone's gonna like go for him first. So you've basically put a target on your back. Yeah. And then should I talk about the other people? Andrade. Hey.
I was worried about Andrade because they kept mentioning as well that no one is talking about Andrade. So it kind of felt like he might just win, a shock win, you know?
Yeah. But like, you know, another thing with him is just like, I haven't seen enough of Andrade. He hasn't done enough for me. Because unlike LA Knight, when LA Knight first got onto main roster, like we were all pushing for him to win Money in the Bank, but like it just never happened. So Andrade is not like there yet to be Mr. Money in the Bank. So that's why, you know, like I would agree with you. Like, okay, it actually would have made sense for LA Knight, but also again, not entirely, because I feel like he's actually done so much and his career is kind of like up there, so he doesn't need the briefcase.
He still needs it. He needs to elevate to the next level, because now, for example, the fact that he hasn't won, what do you do with LA Knight next? That's the question. But if he had the briefcase, then you could tease, maybe he's going to cash in on John Cena. You know, I had this kind of bright idea. Cena holds the title all the way to the end of the year, and then just as we think he's going to go home with the title, LA Knight cashes in.
Yeah.
So not to be,
I guess. But then we also have Solo. I think, okay, Solo, I thought he was going to win this until SmackDown.
Sure. Oh yeah, because there was that big segment backstage.
Like, really?
Yeah, Sheba no JC Mateo. He's all gas, no brains. Whoa! And then they pulled the Batista from Evolution days. Jacob Fatu just walks out. He's heard everything, but doesn't react. He's like, okay.
Sharp.
He's like, bam. Yeah. How great was the pop for Fatu though when he walked out during this match?
Right?
And then he's coming out with Mateo. We think, okay, he's going to... Well, I don't think anyone really thought he's going to help Solo Sikoa. We all knew what was going to happen. It's like, fine.
For me, it was Jacob being in Big E's top 5 and he wasn't even supposed to be in the match.
That was funny,
but
actually.
Like, I really loved how, like, he did it because, you know, he made it seem like, you know, Solo, I'm here to help you. And Solo's just like...
Yeah, man's girl, Solo.
Champ. You know? And just literally as he's climbing...
Yeah.
Where are you?
And then I hate you. But then he didn't say the Solo. I was like, what?
He left it to the fans.
That's the thing. You gotta do the thing.
He hates him that much that he can't even stand to say his name.
But he put some damage on Solo Sikoa. Damn, because it was moonsault and then he even chucked him into the ladder. There was a lot. It was
Solo has a lot of reflecting to do after this because literally Jacob could have helped you. Your boy JC Mateo, what did he do?
He tried. He did try. Then he got speared by Braun Breaker.
Literally, he was out the whole time. Weak.
Savage, yo. But I liked that whole moment of giving Fatu and Solo so much time for their breakup. And now the match has to be set for SummerSlam. I'm really hoping. But I feel like what's going to happen is Nobu Solo actually won't be on TV for a while.
Oh,
and
he's
then
doing that again.
It'll be Damien versus Fatu maybe. And then Solo costs... You know, Fatu the US title. Who knows?
To say that name around me.
I will, Damon. Come on. But yeah, so that was like really dope. And then in the end, guys, Seth freaking Rollins, we saw. I was not happy about this. The fact that Seth is so established, all he has to do is say, I want a match with Jey Uso, and he will get it. Now he's got the briefcase. Money in the Bank is all about establishing new stars.
Something. He's got the wise man.
So?
You can't be second best when Paul Heyman is in your corner. Listen.
I wasn't happy.
He's got and I mean, there's also his bouncers here.
Yeah, they look like proper bouncers with the shades and everything. And another thing that's irritating me is the fact that CM Punk, Sami Zayn, AJ Styles, Aleister Black, all of these guys have grounds to come and interfere. All you guys just watch the match either from home or at the hotel.
You were expecting CM Punk to come out.
Yeah, even the fans, they were chanting CM Punk and then he just decides to mize. Especially after CM Punk was costed his qualifier on Raw the previous week. So it was logical, but then this is the one, I think maybe they tried to just swerve us. Oh, you're expecting that? We won't do it. But in storyline, it doesn't make sense why I wouldn't come. There's no DQs. I can see so much chaos going on and then just letting it slide. And now, Seth, the other issue that I had, and I told you this, is that when Seth cashes in, we are always going to compare to the iconic one, the heist of the century. So it won't live up. And I get at the same time.
But then that's the thing, you're capping him. Like literally, because that was all the way back in 2015. 10 years later, let's move on. Like, damn, bro can't win a briefcase.
Can I tell you something?
Just because of
let me make an example.
He did back then.
It's like Undertaker and Mankind's Hell in a Cell moment. When Taker chucks Mankind over there, if you were to try and redo that thing, you will just never get there.
He's not going to try to redo it. He's going to be fresh with it. Like, it's going to be unique.
No. We could have done this in another way.
It doesn't have to be the same thing as that. Like, come on.
I'm just not happy. But I get it from a business perspective as well, because at the end of the day, we're trying to establish this group and now they really have the power and the control and you can tease this for as long as he wants.
Yeah.
So it's fine. And also, I want to pop this out there. I want the group to be called The Vision. What do you think of that name? I feel like they should be called The Vision.
Because he's the visionary.
Yeah. Get it? I'll let you marinate on that. You don't have to answer now. It's fine. But La Groupman is set as is. But someone else we need to talk about as well from the match is El Grande Americano, because I think there was a bit of both of us where we felt he might just sneak a win here. And he performed very well. That one spot where he kind of climbed multiple ladders and got to the top. And the metal tape. And Wade Barrett says, hi, antihistamine. It's just for the swelling.
Yeah.
What? El Grande really put on a good show, and it would have been entertaining to see him, especially now that Chad Gable had lost earlier in the night at Worlds Collide. Yeah. Imagine El Grande cashes in on the Mega Championship.
I love how Michael Cole is also just not entertaining this El Grande thing.
And then Pat on the opposite end. Pat is like, it's two different people. Now you can't have two people who are injured on their elbow on the same night. Come on, guys.
Chad. Well, there was a name that he called him. What did he say? Was it
Pat calling?
Yeah, was it El Grande Gable or Americano Gable? I don't know. But basically mixing the words up. But anyway, like it would have been entertaining for El Grande to win. But again, it goes back to like the question, like, what is the end game with El Grande Americano? Like,
we don't need an end game right now. Let's just be entertained. Let's just go with the flow. This is one of the few times, I usually always want there must be an end goal. Yeah. In this case, just keep it flowing.
Until when though?
Until it goes tired. But I don't think we're tired. I know there's some people online, they're frustrated. Why is El Grande and Chad Gable getting two matches? It's two different people.
Two different people.
Come on. So but I'm loving what they're doing with him. So I think that's pretty cool. But I will have to live with Seth as Mr. Money in the Bank. And I guess maybe the other idea is to also really irritate CM Punk, because now there's two people who have won Money in the Bank twice. So they're probably going somewhere with that. But again, also the other issue, I feel like, you see, there's a lot of issues I have with this. Seth, I think this opens up a Pandora's box for him to have a failed cash in, because someone can cost him his cash in. Roman can come back.
He's making enemies with literally
every time he tries to cash in, someone can come through. So it's a problem. And I don't like that thing of having too many teasers. Like even with Tiffany last year, it almost got borderline. Okay, come on. Like just do it. I feel like
that's going to happen with Naomi, because like she even said in the post show, like, because she was asked, okay, so does this mean you're done with Jade? And she was like, nah.
She ain't done. But fine, congrats, Seth.
Congratulations.
Then moving over to the main event for the third year in a row. Money in the Bank was main evented by a tag team match. We had Logan Paul and John Cena teaming up to take on Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. At the very beginning, I told you, okay, this is going to be a slow match. But I was surprised. I thought it moved along quite well. Very athletic. Logan Paul, he continues to impress. Oh, the drone stunts for me was so cool.
It's so easy to hate but love at the same time.
Yeah.
Because like, you know how Jey Uso does this thing every time after, like, you know, he's come in.
Oh.
It's like, oh.
Yeah. And then instead, stay humble. What kind of stay humble?
Like literally that was hilarious. But I want to talk about a moment that really, really broke my heart.
Oh yeah.
And like I hope this gets to WWE and like there's justice for that kid in the front. But like, you know, Jay is walking down now, he's like, you know, climbing over the, what's this thing?
The barricade.
The barricade, yes, thank you. But like there's a kid who's literally like reaching out, trying to like touch him even. And then like Jay literally just like walks past. Obviously he didn't see him. Yeah. And you just saw the kid just like...
He's like, my life is over. Then they were doing the high drone shots and you could still see the child was like...
still.
Shame.
Like, you are justice.
Hopefully afterwards someone went and said, hey Jay, go back to that like, kid or
please.
whatever.
Like, I was just like, can the cameraman, you guys are seeing what's happening. Tell Jay, let him bring the kid in the ring. Let's leave.
Something.
But we saw that another moment wasn't going to happen because we had this menace.
Yeah, Logan Paul. That was great. But again, dissension amongst Logan and John Cena. Maybe they're going to pay that off when Cena eventually turns face again. But really solid match. But obviously what we have to talk about, the ending. The entire week, we want truth, and we got truth. You had your Naomi moment.
Yeah.
I had
that was
my truth. Moment. I exploded. I was like, he's back.
Because like literally so this hooded guy came through and they're like, it's truth. And I'm like, how does he see that truth? And then I saw the ankles. And I was like, it's truth.
I saw Ising, I was like, yeah. But this was great. And I think what's really interesting is that you also noted this. He's 100% serious now. Yeah. Also, it looks like he's being called Ron Killings now. No R-Truth, no games. I loved the payback using the title to hit John Cena and then Cody Rhodes with the crossroads. Yeah. Cody gets the victory. So I'm assuming initially I thought this would be a SummerSlam match as well. We might get it as early as Night of Champions. I don't know. We'll have to see. But R-Truth, Ron Killings being back, I think is best for business. And I think this is vindication for fans because it feels like we've been listened to.
Yeah.
You know, and I like that. And the company wasn't being stubborn, but we're going to stick to our ways or whatever. It's very complex, you know. We don't know the business reasons behind doing it to begin with, but at the end of the day, we love this guy. And I mean, TKO's Instagram, Triple H's Instagram and Twitter was being spammed.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, we want truth. We heard it on NXT, Raw, SmackDown, post-shows, pre-shows,
literally.
Money in the Bank, everywhere. So it's just, he's one of those people. He's so beloved. And I think the other thing is that he showed us how good he is just now at Saturday night's main event. So you can't get rid of a guy like that who's shown his gold. So I'm so happy to have him back. It was just great. And now we've set things up nicely for Cody, John Cena too, I think.
Hey, but now I'm just like, because the thing is, John Cena was aligning with Logan Paul. But yeah, but it's like what everyone was saying, like they've never been a tag team, like unlike Jay and Cody, you know, who've worked together. So like Cody and Jay are gonna take it. But it's just like seeing how everything was panning out also in the match, like Logan Paul accidentally diving onto John Cena instead. John Cena literally tagging Logan Paul to go in, but immediately after, like, what was happening? Like,
I didn't like when John Cena also said to Logan, I'm trying to teach you. Logan doesn't need teaching. He's got this. He's rocking it right now. So we'll have to see how all of that plays out. But a very good main event. I thought it was great. And overall, I think we're happy with the Money in the Bank PLE. We also had big news. We now know where WrestleMania 42 is going to be. No longer in New Orleans. That news broke earlier in the month. And now it's going back to Las Vegas. So
like, that's so crazy because we were actually planning on going to Mania. But like now that it's in Vegas again, and
hey, budget, I boom. Yeah, I mean, unless someone sponsors us, then you can buy us. Like,
we can be bought.
We'll be there. We'll be there.
No, but like, I don't know. Because like you
mixed
said
emotions.
this before, like the nice thing about Mania is just experiencing a different city.
Yes.
Like literally every year, but it's back to back because like why can be done different.
Yeah.
Because like even with the what's the
logo. Yes, yeah.
Because I'm just like, because you were just like,
oh, is that the logo really?
I'm like, a Sin City? Because you know it's black and white. I don't know, like what happens in Vegas stays.
I think he drafted there. Is that the real logo? I'm not 100% sure. It'll have to take.
We're trying to get tickets.
We'll have to get some getting used to it, I think, because.
But no, like, it would have been nice to actually like experience.
I was really hoping for
city.
WrestleMania London, and which would be perfect for us because then I can to direct flights just
straight.
10 to 13 hours
You
as
know.
opposed to like 30 hours and connecting flights and all the stuff. So yeah, I don't know, but obviously this is another business decision. We don't know the inner workings. So there's clear. Vegas was so impressed with 41. They were like, they did this, they did the tape.
Wait,
So run it back.
Who was impressed? Because from what I was
Vegas
seeing
was
online,
impressed. So that's what I mean.
People were not happy. Like the WrestleMania experience wasn't the best.
It was touch
in
and go.
Vegas.
Even WWE
And,
personalities I've
because
heard
it's just
say
like,
that.
everyone was just complaining about the cost of things, you know. And I think, Shame, another thing that was wearing people out this year is literally it was banger after banger after, like people were not catching a break.
Oh, because it was
Like,
so busy. Yeah, it's so
literally.
packed, all the events and stuff. Yeah,
You know,
definitely. So we'll have to see. We're going to have to just trust, but they know what they're doing. They'll make it work. And it's like, you know, sometimes you're not so keen for an event, but by the time it comes, then it happens.
You
It's like,
get FOMO.
yeah, exactly. So even with us, with 41, everyone was like complaining with the build up. Oh, it's too long. And again, it's going to be a similar dates. So it's going to be a long build up. But then when it comes to WrestleMania, at the end of the day, we're all going to get hyped. We're going to watch. And then even if afterwards again, we're like, why did Travis Scott take 25 minutes to walk in the main event or whatever? But we get over it. Then we move on to the next thing. So we'll have to see. But yeah, very exciting times now. Night of Champions also they've revved that up real quick. Came out of nowhere. Now we've got King and Queen of the Ring.
Oh,
Those tournaments, the
yes.
brackets. It looks like it's going to be really good. The next couple
so
of
far,
weeks.
we know Jade and Charlotte.
Yeah, they're going to be in it. And I'm sure there's going to be other big names announced. So that's going to be really cool. So...
Hey, it's a lot. Kuningi, and like I said, it's going to be Kuningi year. Like, whoa. But I'm here for it.
Nah.
I'm here for like I'm so amped. Like after Naomi winning that briefcase.
Lots of potential. Yeah.
Yo.
You down for it.
Take all my money. Take all of my money.
Yeah.
Like
there's exciting
I'm happy.
times.
I would say 9 out of 10.
Money in the Bank as a whole. I think that's a fair ranking. I'd probably also put it in those regions between 8 and 9.
Yeah.
I think it's just a Seth thing that I'm really just bummed about. Like, and I love Seth, but I was just like, we could have done something different.
So for me, I'm giving 9 in the sense that like if every single match was a bang after bang after bang, and yes, the matches were good.
Yeah, all the matches.
But like, the Octagon Junior and Dom, I still feel like didn't really need to happen, but I guess Dom needs to defend that title
at some point. Yeah, true that. And obviously we're trying to sow something with the Liv Morgan vibes going on. But okay, they're this united front. Then I think when we least expect it, it's going to switch. There's going to be a turn there. So we'll have to see. Yeah, but okay, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10, I think I'll also say. So that's pretty much Money in the Bank.
Okay.
In the bank, in the bag. And we're going to be back very soon. A quick turnaround again. Night of Champions. And then La weekend of the 12th and 13th of July is going to be loaded. Evolution, Great American Bash, Saturday night's main event. And then I think very quickly after that it's SummerSlam. So there's so much going on right now. Like they're just giving us all the hits. But okay, that's great for us. And you know, because we love talking wrestling and watching wrestling.
We love, breathe, eat this thing. Like, guys. But anyway, man, that's another episode in the bag. Thank you so much for watching up until this point, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.
We out.